The Chicago Bulls on the road in this interconference matchup. It's the NBA here on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here with Clark Kellogg. Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. They've got Harper. Pippen is out there with Dennis Rodman, and it's Michael Jordan and Longley. And for the Mavericks, we've got Willie Green. Finley is up there with Derek Harper and Bradley. One thing you always take a look at is trends from year to year, Clark. And for the Mavericks, they won 28 at home last season. Now, that number was down from 09 total when they won an incredible 32 games.
But they won more games overall, Kevin, which shows you that this is a team that has no problem taking care of its on the road.
We'll go to Doris Brooke now. He spoke with Coach Phil Jackson. And Doris, what do you have to say?
And in today's game, he doesn't want to see this team lean on any player for the majority of their points. He said, ideally, we'd like to see even contribution across the board from all players. We'll see, guys.
Doris, thank you. And Clark, it sounds like the early focal point here is on the offense.
Well, you have to take what the defense gives you, and then you have to be consistent. Maintain some consistency. I think those are always key.
Now, when here at Clark at the American Airlines Center, you often have to play in front of a man signing your checks. You think that's players?
I don't really think so. He is very much a hands-on owner, very visible, but he also takes great care of his players, has tremendous passion and enthusiasm. So I think that perhaps lessens the pressure because he knows, I think his players know that he desires what they want, and that wins and a chance to play for a championship.
17 wins on the road with 24 losses for the Bulls this past season.
Yeah, and that's inverse of the home record, and they finished at 41-41 for 2 straight years, Kevin. That's about as middle of the pack as you can get.
Here's one. Outside Pippen. Outside Jordan. Clock at 4. Arcs it high. Finley gets the board inside. And Clark, our stat guy, follows up on what you just said, saying that they had inverse records for home and away in 2009 as well, if you believe that.
Huh? I mean,
that's what he told him. I'm just reading it.
No, no kidding. Yeah. I'll take your word for it, but we'll see if they can break that trend this time around to get off of that 500 overall record and flip the script on the inverse home and road record. How about that?
Well said. I understood.
Okay. So did I.
And Dallas has possession. The Bulls getting the bucket.
That's exactly what the coach wants him to get a shot, Kevin. Right there from mid-range.
Chicago with the ball. Here's Pippen. Rips it down.
This is what happens when the defense lags. Wrong guy to give an opening to.
Here's Harper. The shot, no good. Some great action here as the first quarter concludes. It's the Bulls up 1.
Well, they're off to a hot start offensively, Kevin. They've been scoring nonstop.
The NBA here on 2K Sports. And it's been a tight game as the second quarter gets going. Here's Harper with the Dallas Mavericks, and looking at last year, how they ranked. They tied the Lakers for the best record in the West against the East. They were 22-8.
Well, unfortunately for them, Kevin, that regular season track record is not their problem. It's teams in the West that give them fits in the postseason.
True. Taking a look at the Bulls. Longley out there with Dennis Rodman. Then there's Harper. Then there's Diff and Jordan. It's tipped. Strickland. Outside Jordan. Jacks up the triple, and that one's good. Well, at the expense of Mav fans, dare I bring up Miami? You talk about them against the East in the finals a few short years ago.
They don't hear about that part. I mean, that was a painful pill to swallow after being up in that series 2-0 and looked like they had game 3 in their pocket before Dwayne Wade went berserk and then took over the whole series on the way to Miami, winning that championship.
Jordan without a miss. And so here's Dallas. It's a 3-point game. Here's Strickland. Wide open. The shot is off. So the Bulls will get the other way.
If you're going to leave someone open out there, he'd be the guy. He doesn't have the touch from that spot.
Got the bucket and the foul. Great shot. He'll go to the line for one more. And making a change here, the Mavericks. Nice job at the line. That one falls to pick up the and one. And Dallas has possession. They trail by 6. Number 14. At the line. Here's Finley, and he gets the bucket. Foul is called. One free throw for him.
Snares the offensive rebound, then sends it home.
Shooting for Dallas. And he makes the free throw. Here is Harper. 22 seconds left in the second. And here's Jordan. 4 on the shot clock. Fires top of the key. Gets to go. Jordan's got 6.
He's just so gifted offensively. He's a tough guy to match up with. There are times when as a team you find yourself missing shots that you know you normally make. I mean, that's just part of the game. But that's when you have to dig deep, stay focused, commit to playing defense, and come on your defense to keep you in there and eventually to bail you out of situations when your shot's not called.
And now the halftime breakdown presented by HP. And it's a great basketball game going on in Dallas. Now time for HP at the half. Chicago with the lead against Dallas. They've been in an incredible rhythm offensively. If you're wondering why it's dark in the gym, they've shot the lights out. Scottie Pippen playing impressively so far. And what a game from Michael Jordan as well. And for the Mavericks, it's a grinded-out effort. A great unselfish play, pinpoint passing all around. This is good team basketball. A nice contribution by Willie Green. Lighting up that scoreboard, he's making it ring like a pinball machine. These two have shined bright so far. They've led the way in scoring for their teams in today's action. Thanks so much for joining us. We hope to see you next time.
The start of the second half getting underway, but a closely contested game so far. Here's Harper. Thinking about this ball team knocked out by Cleveland on one. Joakim Noah said he wanted the Cavs, but maybe bit off a little bit more than he could shoot. And that's
Well, you know what? It wasn't for lack of effort on his part. I thought he produced at a high level. The Bulls just need to mature a little bit and add an inside scoring presence to be able to challenge the Cavs.
They've got Finley. He's out there with Derek Harper and Green. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. Here's Harper. Outside Pippen. Behind the arc. And that one's good. Pippen's got 10 points. Thinking back to that Bulls-Cleveland series, I will say those games were close. It wasn't a runaway.
No, I thought it was a competitive series. I think every time two teams that know each other really well meet in the playoffs, even if the series doesn't go a long way, it's still competitive.
Here's Harper. Not in the scoreboard yet. Green up on top. He's picked up by Pippen. And Green gets it to go. Here's Harper. 11 left in the third quarter. Back to Pippen. Pass to Jordan. He's guarded by Philly. The shot by Jordan, no good.
It's not been a day to remember, but if they get the win, I'm sure being the team player that he is, he'll be fine.
Left side, Jordan. Pass to Pippen. Got a piece of it. Just fine to shoot. And hits, and Dallas the other way.
That's not something you'll see very often. Got the mid-range jumper you want, but all chalk.
1 second separate in the shot clock again. Short is whistled for reaching in. That'll be his second foul of the game. Here's Finley. 10 points for him. Grant backs in. The baseline J, and that's good for 2. Here's Jordan. Leads 2. There it goes. What a buzzer beater.
That's simply a big-time shot right there, Kevin. To have that amount of concentration with the clock winding down is something special. A lot of players don't have that.
Some great basketball so far as we end the third quarter.
Looking at the game Pippen has been having, 10 points, then he's buried 1 3-pointer in the course of this game.
And we'll get going after this from the American Airlines Center. Fourth quarter getting going here. It's time for our Sprite Spark of the Game reports. Go to Doris Spurt.
Hey, Kevin, well, our spark of the game goes to the Bulls for that major surge. They ran out to an early lead in the first quarter and haven't looked back, guys.
Great, Doris. That big scoring run being a difference maker, Clark, in this game.
Well, it often comes in spurts, Kevin. Spurt ability is what I call it, and that's what happened today.
And Dallas has possession. 4-point game. Out of the Bulls. Get this quick for sure. You got Longley. This run is up there with Pippen. There's Harper from 17 feet up. Kinley can't get it to go.
You got to expect more out of him here. He's had a lot of difficulty this quarter, which in turn is making it difficult for him to cut into this deficit at all.
Here's one. Outside Harper. Shot clock at 5. Here's Jordan. Shot misses. Mavericks take it the other way.
One of the ways where they're showing the definite edge kind of come on the glass today.
Here's Finley. Harper with the ball. Now here's Wolf. He's guarded closely. Pippen is doubled. The Bulls need to get a shot off here. With 1 second left. Kept alive. Outside Jordan. Another shot. Rodman shot is off.
Smart D forcing him into taking that mid-range jump shot, and as you might expect, he wasn't able to knock it down. Oh, that's what he needed that one, Kev.
Here's Jordan. And so they go with the intentional foul here. And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Here's Harper. 21 seconds left to the foot. And they can try to eat some time off the clock here. And there's the whistle as they commit the intentional foul.
That's the right move. Stop the clock. I hope they make a mistake you can take advantage of.
Perfect from the line, and it's a 4-point ball game.
With that trip to the line, he just made it a 2-possession game, Kevin.
And the Mavericks call time here. They're down by 4. 17 seconds left in the game. What do you think?
Well, they need to stretch the game out here. Take a quick shot and then foul and hope they tighten up at the line.
All right, let's go to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Over that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what head coach for the Dallas Mavericks said to the team. He told them, keep pushing hard to the end. Just finish out these last few minutes, and we'll be able to come away with the W. Kevin?
And so they'll try to extend the game with the intentional foul here.
Yeah, it's really their only option at this point. You can't allow the offense to just run out the clock.
2 for 2, and it's a 6-point ball game.
And that'll do it, Kevin. Those last free throws were the icing on the cake.
Dallas calls timeout. They're losing by 6. 13 seconds left to the fourth. Clark, what are your thoughts?
You have to be impressed by their tenacity. Still fighting, but the odds are definitely not in their favor. They need to hit a quick shot here, preferably a 3, and then foul.
Here's Harper. From deep. Luke Longley grabs the miss. Harper with the ball. Here's Pippen. Oh! Whips in the reverse jam.
Put a fork in him, Kevin. This one's over.
Dallas calls timeout. They're trailing by 8. 2 seconds left in the game. Clark, what's your take?
They're going to talk strategy or perhaps what's on the dinner menu tonight. Because this one is really about over. They have no chance of winning this game.
Here's Harper. Missed it. And so is Chicago winning this one. They came, they saw, they conquered.
Hey, Kevin, to me, any win is a good win.
That about does it for Clark Kellogg and Doris Burke and the rest of our great crew. This is Kevin Harlan saying so long and thanks for watching. Now here is our Jordan Brand player of the game.